Islam is very violent. Islam is invasive. Islam was spread through conquest.
The Islamic system was spread. Sure. It's true that Christianity was spread by the sword.
Oh, we're going to do that.
The same people that enslaved the world, they're the one who's claiming that Islam is imperial or colonial. That's total absurdity. The minute people see you not eating pork, not drinking alcohol, they'll take you and torture you to death.
When Islam takes over, there's a lot of people actually leaving their faith. You are putting their faith at risk.
Yeah, well, because Islam is a better idea.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Islamically Correct show, where we don't care to be politically correct because we're aiming to be Islamically correct. We're back today with Sheikh Usta for another episode. We're going to give you guys what you want. You guys came to see us be more direct. So inshallah, today we're going to be discussing what you guys are probably seeing all over social media. Islam is very violent. Islam is invasive. So today we're going to go through 6 claims and we're going to be very direct and raw. So Sheikh, I'm going to start off with one of the biggest claims, which is that Islam was spread by the sword. We hear it everywhere, but Islamophobes really use this to showcase how Islam is very violent. What do you think about this? Is this true? Is it false?
It's true that Christianity was spread by the sword.
Oh, we're going to do that.
It's a true statement. Like it's just like, you know, the Europeans went into Africa and Southeast Asia and Middle East, and they literally forced people to convert. Basically, if you want bread, if you want water, if you want this, that, you will have to first believe in Jesus Christ as your savior, get baptized, and then you get the food and the support from the church. The answer about Islam being spread by sword is unequivocally no. This is a pure myth. Okay?
Well, I mean, the evidence is history, right? Islam was spread through conquest.
The Islamic system was spread.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, the religion of the people was totally protected by the Islamic system that was spread. Meaning, basically, if people want to stay Christian, that was protected by the state. If you want to stay Hindu, that's protected by the state. If you want to continue to be Jewish, that's protected by the state. Any type of religion, like Islam, what people don't understand is that Islam, when they say the word Islam, there's 2 pieces. There's the religion part, which is a personal choice for adopting a faith. Or the faith of Islam. And there's also the Islamic system. The Islamic system is an ideology, just like communism is an ideology or capitalism is an ideology. So that's a system to orchestrate and organize human societies. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That was spread. But the individuals, their religions was protected by the system. Because the system says, Allah subhanahu says in the Quran, La ikraha fi din, that there's no compulsion in religion. So the religion of the people, nobody touches it. It's a red line. The Prophet ﷺ himself, basically, whoever hurts or harms a non-Muslim citizen of an Islamic society is as if he have harmed me. Look at the extent. Meaning, basically, the non-Muslim citizen in an Islamic society, harming him is a bigger crime in the eyesight of the judiciary than harming a regular Muslim.
Wow. I've never heard this hadith, but that's actually beautiful.
Yeah, and there's also basically the historical evidence. When people say Islam was spread by the sword, if it was, you'd see all minorities eliminated, right? Everybody became Muslim. Because by force. It's like, when you have a society that ruled politically over a minority for 1,000 years, it's done. Like, look at what happened in Spain.
And just before we dive in, guys, MBP, the Muslim Blueprint Program. If you guys want some straight one-on-one with Sheikh and really ask him the question straight to his face, you guys make sure to sign up because we really go through a structured way of delivering Islamic knowledge. This will help you develop and build a very strong Islamic foundation to have the right clarity of Islam and to be able to convey that clarity to others as well. So make sure to check the link in the description and sign up as there is a cohort starting very soon and you don't want to miss out, all right?
The Reconquista basically made every single Muslim disappear from Spain. It eliminated every single Muslim because the minute people see you not eating pork, not drinking alcohol, not doing this, not doing that, they'll take you and torture you to death. The type of tortures that was practiced was mind-boggling.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of churches and stuff a lot of mosques were converted back into
every mosque was converted to something. If you go to Spain right now, there's no Muslim, and then all the mosques of the past were converted into some cathedrals or So total elimination, like a genocide.
Mm.
It's a genocide of a people. Islam, for the last 1,500 years, ruled over humongous geographies.
Mm-hmm.
And the minorities are still exist till today. There's Coptic Christians in Egypt. There's Jewish Moroccans. There's Christian Lebanese and Christian Levantines, whether Palestine or Syria. There's Hindus in the subcontinent. There's all types of minorities are still there. Original minorities for the last 1,500 years, they still exist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it's a myth. It's a myth. Like what the Spanish Catholics have done in the Iberian Peninsula is genocide. There's lots of African areas, sometimes cities and provinces in Africa, was Christianized, which is literally by the power of the sword. And it's so sickening because the people who are accusing Islam of this is the same people who have done this to others, especially Muslims.
So this is good to hear. It's nice to hear because what you're saying is basically Islam is an actual, a legitimate system that's implemented in society with rules, a judicial process. It's not just people can go out and be barbaric and take things into their own hand. However, there are two claims that I can think of, two maybe rebuttals. Number one is, the population, the non-Muslim population went down and there was a lot of conversion into Islam. When Islam takes over, there's a lot of people actually leaving their faith, leaving their beliefs and going into Islam. So in a way, you are putting their faith at risk. Like the people, the groups, the big pockets, you're saying there's Christian Coptics in Egypt, right? But they would have said there was probably a lot more and now there's just a few left. And although you protected their rights, but they actually went down in number. And that is the bigger threat, that they're losing their faith to Islam.
Yeah, well, because Islam is a better idea. Islam is a better belief system. As a Christian, you have to believe 3 in 1, and that's a secret. You can't explain it. You can't explain basically why God became into a human body. You can't understand why God was crucified for your sins instead of just like forgiving you or something like that. It's just like these bogus beliefs don't stand the test of time. Islam is very rational. It says there's one single creator. He's infinite. He transcends space and time, and he created everything, and he's one. That's it. Like it's very simple. Like it's logical. It's rational. It's based upon conclusive, definite proofs that the mind can understand and the heart can basically be comfortable with, and that's it. That's from a faith perspective. The second thing is when they saw the justice of the Islamic system. Like when Islam came in, unlike the Europeans who genocided people, Islam came in and built hospitals and schools and colleges and fed the poor of these nations, and didn't just like go and took over their resources and enslaved them and treated them as third-class slaves, not even citizens. No, Islam, when it came into other geographies, everybody became a citizen within the blink of an eye. Everybody. Everybody got a vote. Everybody got got access to food and water and healthcare and education. You just need to understand, like when the Americans came into Iraq, they devastated the country. They took it back to the Stone Age. Over 1 million Iraqis died within the occupation.
All in the name of democracy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So tell me, how many hospitals did the Americans build, and how many universities did the Americans build? None.
Yeah.
How many Iraqis became U.S. citizens in Iraq? You occupied it, didn't you? So when Muslims expand their borders, everybody becomes equal citizens. Everybody.
And that's beautiful. So then basically through ideological conviction and experiential, like basically the practical, they see Islam in practice and they're like, this is actually very just.
Yeah, well, the idea is powerful because like it dictates what the mind has been calling through its own pure nature, that there has to be a designer, a creator for the universe, and that creator transcends time and space, and he's one. It's very simple.
Okay, so this takes me to point number 2, which is that the whole reason, or some people will say the whole reason that these civilizations managed to stay Muslim is because of the threat of apostasy laws, which is capital punishment. So what would you say to that?
It's a baseless claim. There's not a single proof for that. There's every proof against that. See, this is a claim. What's the proof that this actually happened?
Well, I mean, the apostasy laws are real.
They're
people
real,
cannot.
They're real, but like, why? The one who's making the claim is saying people wanted to leave Islam, but they didn't because they're scared of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the evidence?
People,
Where's the evidence?
people hiding.
Where's
There's no evidence for people
It's a
hiding their
claim.
faith.
It's a claim. No, what's the proof that people wanted to en masse leave Islam, but they didn't?
Well, so what are you trying to say? Because
I'm trying to say you have a claim without a proof. You're trying to tell me, what's if the sun came from the west?
Yeah, but this doesn't really
What's
have
the proof?
This doesn't really have much proof. It's just that people are not. They hide it because of the capital
I
punishment.
just want to teach the viewers that this is just a claim. There's whoever made the claim never basically said any single proof, not a single proof. Like, for example, we would have seen maybe some writings, hidden writings, of people said, "Look, I lived all my life as an underground atheist, underground Christian, blah blah." I mean, you need to understand, like, it's 1400 years. With Muslims basically from Indonesia to the borders of France, right? Like, not a single proof. Like, where is it?
I guess that makes sense. And at some point, people would probably start to, build some sort of movement or resistance or revolution.
Well, I'll tell you the proofs, because now you're trying to help in the proofs. So that's what I'm saying. None of that happened. There's no revolution. There's no atheistic secret societies. There's no collusion with the enemy, with their, let's say, their Christian brethren, or their, let's say, Persian atheist brethren, or whatever it is. Not only that, so that's one thing. The second thing is basically we've seen the Muslims all over the Islamic world, let's say, defending the Islamic borders, defending their land, defending their faith, defending their religion, and dying for it, basically in the thousands and tens of thousands everywhere on a regular basis for 1400 years.
Were they a part of the army as well? Like, they joined the Muslim army? Because they don't technically have to.
Every nation has patriots, right? So like, and we had lots of heroes and patriots that sacrificed their lives, and lots of, veteran families who were proud to be veteran families to defend the Islamic world.
Okay, that's very interesting.
That's proof number 2. Proof number 3 is we see all these people abiding by the Islamic rules, not breaking them. Pushing for them, calling for them, doing the extra bonus stuff everywhere. Not just doing the zakah, which is an obligation, but doing charity, which is an extra bonus jobs. Like, this is recorded history throughout the whole Muslim world for hundreds of years. And trust me, when things become like so vast and mass, the truth, the genie will come out of the bottle, right? Like, there was not a single historical record that says there was a single city in the millions of cities from Indonesia to the French border that people were they had some underground society, or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so you've convinced me with these points. So some of the points you mentioned actually takes me to my third claim, which is about the jizya tax. A lot of these people, non-Muslims, that joined the Muslim armies, that participated and wanted the justice in their society, they are being charged a different tax than the zakat, right?
Correct.
And that's not really fair, because now it's a sort of like, apartheid, would you say?
No, this is called the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because those, ignorant people sadly don't understand that zakat is 2.5% of your wealth. So if a person has $1 million, how much would he pay in zakat?
25,000.
25,000, right? But the jizya upon the non-Muslim citizens of the state is usually just basically a number, right?
A fixed number.
Fixed number that's only paid by the rich. So it could be $1,000 a year, $2,000, and that's it.
So non-rich, non-Muslims would not be paying the same amount.
Yeah. So that's first of all, basically, as you can see, it's a fixed. Usually, it's a fixed number.
Okay.
Number 2, most cases less than zakah. Number 3, it's only paid by the rich.
Okay.
Number 4, which is the most important, I left it for the end, is that the reason there is a special tax bracket for the non-Muslims is because the Islamic taxation is a form of worship. And we said in the Islamic system of living, the Islamic political system, we respect religious minorities. So we don't push one religious practices upon others. So since there is lots of Muslims and they practice, zakah is a ritual.
Got it.
Muslims, they look at zakah as a ritual, as an act of worship. That's why we have a different tax bracket that is for, basically, it's kind of like the religious marriage and the civil marriage, right? So zakah is the religious ritual. Yeah, jizya is that civil tax bracket for a non-Muslim citizen.
Got it.
So if that's not fair, I don't know what fair means. And that's why these people, they just need to learn just a tiny bit. We protect the right to not be Muslim, period.
Okay.
And since zakah is a ritual, it's a religious practice, we say, look, since it's a religious practice, we're just going to have something that's more civic, a civil tax that has nothing to do, with any religious denomination, right? And have basically just a general financial taxation that the non-Muslim minorities would pay.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure most of the non-Muslim viewers here watching can relate to taxes going towards, benefiting them in terms of their security in the country and protection and all the sorts of things in society that, like, the roads and all that stuff. So it's now the perfect follow-up to this would be that some Islamophobes will claim that, all of these non-Muslims are benefiting the Islamic State. Therefore, Islam, you can see that it was very colonial. It's a colonial project, just like any other project. Like the British Empire. You got something that we can relate to today, which is, we accuse Israel of the greater Israel project, but Islam originally was colonial itself. So isn't it a little hypocritical that we're benefiting off of these non-Muslims?
It is hypocritical.
Okay.
It is very hypocritical to make that claim.
Oh, I thought I got you. I thought you're like, we just...
No, it's very hypocritical. What is colonialism, right? Like the imperialism and colonialism is when a foreign power comes into a different country, it plunders the country, kills and murders, and then takes all the resources and take it back to its own homeland, you understand? And leaves these people devastated and under literally domination and subjugation, right? And sometimes ethnic cleansing and genocide. So that is colonialism. Yeah, 100%. Bring me one incident in history that within a major Islamic representative power that happened. It never happened. When Islam, as I said earlier, basically when Islam expands into a different geography, it does it to basically preserve the resources, preserve the people, give them citizenship, take care of the society, build schools, build colleges, build hospitals, build roads, build infrastructure, right?
So,
and actually, sometimes, unlike the imperialist and colonialist, where the resources of the periphery go to the epicenter, no, the resources from the headquarters, I guess you call it, goes to these areas for their development. So Islam is a nation building project. Islam is a human development project. Islam is a justice project. And definitely, there's not a single incident of a colonial imperial project that Islam have projected in its history. Baseless and hypocritical. The reason I said it's hypocritical is because the same people, that enslaved the world, just like the British and the French and the European powers and today the North American powers have, in a hegemonic way, colonialized the whole world.
Subjugated everyone.
Plundered and subjugated. They're the one who's claiming, that Islam is imperial or colonial. That's a total absurdity.
So then maybe to end this off, the sixth claim is, so I'm curious why people present the Prophet ﷺ in such a bad light as a warmonger, someone who was opportunistic, who was seeking power, who invented the religion initially, for
the simple
a power
answer
grab.
for this is that evil exists. Satan exists. And Satan in a human form does also exist. These people they're just blinded haters, because none of the stuff that you said holds any truth from a historical perspective. If the Prophet ﷺ wanted power, why would he live all his life poor? Like, he had a mule. He would have had tens and hundreds of camels and servants and slaves and monies and gold. And no, he wore the cheapest clothes, and his house didn't have much food in it except water and dates. He lived sometimes day or two or three hungry, and never ate for sometimes a day or 2 or 3 or 4 sometimes. So, like, these people are so blinded in their hate to Islam. They don't even read two pages of Islamic history. So none of this basically makes any sense at all.
And so you would recommend people to actually dive into the seerah and learn who the Prophet really was?
No. I recommend people to stop their hate first and use their minds to do the right research. And that will lead them to basically all kind of pages of history that can rectify their evil intent.
Strong advice. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you, Sheikh. So if you're not following us, don't forget to subscribe, because we're going to be coming out with more episodes like this, more big conversations and topics. And if we missed any claims that you want us to answer on the next episode, please leave us a comment so we can make sure to ask Sheikh next time. And as usual, we'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.